It's not often that a game comes around and I'm instantly hooked and can play for hours on end, but when I hopped into my first game of Splitgate, I knew it was going to be one of those. If you're tired of Warzone, Apex, Valorant, or Rocket League, then this game could not have blown up at a better time. It's taken the Portal mechanic from, well, Portal, and chucked it in a smooth FPS, and it works ridiculously well. The player count went from 1k to over 100,000 concurrent players in a week alone, and is still continuing to grow. Like Rocket League, this game is easy to learn but hard to master, which is why I thought I'd collate my top 10 Splitgate tips for you new players so that you can go from this to this. Oh. At number 1, we have triple portaling. This is arguably the best tip on the list, so that's why I decided to put it first. So you have 2 portals, yellow and purple. However, triple portaling allows you to effectively have 3, meaning that instead of going from A to B, you can go from A to B to C. It literally doubles the distance you could travel and allows you to get the drop on enemies even quicker, get to hills faster, and juke your opponents with the oddball. Now, you might be wondering, how do I triple portal? So briefly, what you need to do is put down your first and second portal like normal, so let's say you're yellow first and then you're purple. Now you walk through the yellow portal only a fraction so that you're standing on the other side, which is the purple portal. So now you have your purple portal behind you and the yellow portal at your disposal, which you can then put anywhere else. So you've effectively put 2 sets of portals down compared to the usual one. You can also repeatedly triple portal and chain them, so you can literally get from one side of the map to the other in an instant. The key thing to remember is that the portal you walk through is the one you use to throw down next. So if you walk through the yellow here, then you use that next, and if you walk through the purple, then that is the one you use. Number 2 is pixel walking. This tip goes hand in hand with triple portaling, as quite often you're not always on the ground when you are triple portaling. Sometimes you'll be walking through that portal up to a high ledge or wall with a steep drop below, and the last thing you want is to fall down in front of multiple enemies and to cop a railgun to the dome. Portals have a very small ledge you can walk across on both sides, so small that they call it pixel walking for a reason. You have a very small space to walk out on the other side of the portal, meaning you can still triple portal from really high places. This is extremely useful on maps such as Oasis and the 3v3 maps on Takedown and Showdown. So basically, just try to stay as close to the portal as possible and triple portaling by pixel walking, which will allow for faster triple portals and will prevent you from falling off ledges. Number 3, aim in with your sniper. If you come from Apex or COD, then you're probably thinking, yeah, of course I'm going to aim in, why on earth would I no-scope? It's actually because it makes your bullet bigger. The bullet is the same size on your screen regardless of whether you are scoped in or not, so if their head is bigger, you have a much bigger chance of hitting it. Because the sniper's zoom is so high, it makes it very easy to hit body and headshots. You don't even have to hard scope, just aim for a split second or quick scope and it'll give you the buff, meaning you'll be hitting a lot more shots with a sniper. Here we can see a shot missing when not ADSing, whereas when you ADS, it does hit. At number 4, we have power weapons. Everyone starts off with a carbine and AR in casual, and a carbine and pistol in ranked, but these are only 3 of the many weapons in the game. These weapons are found scattered throughout every map and are something you should definitely be using. They are the battle rifle, plasma rifle, railgun, sniper, shotgun, SMG, rocket launcher, and last but not least, the BFB, otherwise known as the big f***ing bat. In the right situations, these weapons are way better than regular guns. For example, at long range, the railgun can one-shot anywhere on the body and can collateral, and if you charge the time right, the only thing that can kill it is the shotgun and BFB. The shotgun is one shot at close range, making it extremely overpowered in tight spaces, and the BFB has some absolutely ridiculous lunge and is better than almost any other weapon in a close range engagement. I've won multiple 1v3s in Showdown with this thing. It is an absolute monster, especially if you portal close to people and can avoid open spaces. Lastly, the rocket launcher is kinda broken. If it explodes close enough to the enemy, it can one-shot and you can fire 2 consecutive rockets really quickly. So the key takeaway from this is, if you see a power weapon, pick it up, use it, and learn to master it. In ranked, they can be the difference between winning and losing. At number 5, we have portal rotations. Knowing the triple portal routes is just as important as knowing how to triple portal itself, as it's like being a superhero without being able to use your superpowers. The maps are built in a way that allows you to chain portals and triple portals together, allow you to get between flags and objectives quicker, or escape or go to gunfights if you need to. Every map has multiple good portal rotations, too many in fact to go through, but here are a few good examples. You can literally get from one side of Oasis to the other in a matter of seconds. You can lock down this part of Abyss or this part of Olympus with several triple portals, and on Stadium you can rotate around the top and portal behind campers sitting up the top. The possibilities are just almost limitless. Rotating around the map faster means you get into more gunfights, thus you can improve faster, get more kills faster, and overall just have less downtime in game, so it's a win-win situation. At number 6, I have used races and training to practice. On the right side of the menu you should see training, and in there is both races and the practice arena. Races are awesome to practice portaling and learn portal rotations. I recommend doing all of them at least a few times each, as it literally gives you some really good routes that you may not have thought of before. It also greatly improves your portaling speed, triple portaling, and aim in general, so it's arguably one of the best ways to practice when not in game. My best time on Stadium is 32.4, just shy of the top 10 at the time of writing, but I'm sure some of you guys will beat it in the near future. The practice arena is also a great place to hop in and experiment, as it gives you every weapon to use, some practice dummies to shoot at, a lot of portals, and a great eating spot to get as high as possible and try and no-scope some dummies. Seriously though, it's really good to practice familiarizing yourself with weapons and to get a feel of the game before you play. Number 7 is don't always take on gunfights. The beauty of this game when compared to Call of Duty or Apex is that if an enemy is shooting at you, you don't always have to shoot back, or worry about them killing you before you get around the corner. You can just portal away. In this game, taking on the gunfight is not always the best option. If they're shooting you in the back or side and land 1 or 2 shots before you start shooting, it is going to be extremely hard to win that gunfight unless you summon your inner scump and gun them. Instead, you can quickly throw a portal elsewhere, potentially behind them, and one near you and go through that to shoot them in the back. Most of the time they won't even realize that you are behind them until it is too late. As they can't see through your portals, it will be hard for them to shoot you. If you are too weak, however, you can always just portal to whoop whoop and hard whilst you regen. It might feel a bit weird if you play COD your whole life, but trust me, it'll save you from dying a lot. Number 8, close your portals. You can shoot 2 portals, but you can also close them, which is extremely important. Whilst you can't see through enemy portals in this game, you can shoot through them, meaning if you leave your portal open after you go through, you can get shot in the back or the enemy can follow you through your portal. Simply closing your portal after you run through can leave your opponents running into the wall like Sully in Monsters Inc. You don't always have to close your portals though. If you portal into somewhere with enemies and close your portals, you can be stranded and do nothing except get shot. On mouse and keyboard, I bind them to my thumb mouse buttons, and on controller, they are bound by default to left and right on the D-pad, so remind yourself to close your portals when you aren't using them. Number 9 is portal blocking. Once you put a portal down, nothing can override it except for an enemy grenade. So if you're on a hill or domination point, then you should be putting down portals anywhere an enemy could portal to, meaning they have to run in rather than portal, making it a lot easier for your team to kill them. For example, on this hill me and my mates tried to block all their portals so that no one could get in, and when they did, they would run straight into our bullets. Be wary of grenades thrown by enemies though, as they can quickly destroy your portal blocking and get in before you realize, so be ready to shoot or replace your portals in an instant. Also, just a reminder that grenades do not do any damage to players, so don't think you're about to clutch up on the hill with a 4-man grenade. At number 10, always try to be near portable land, as me and my friends call it, otherwise known as walls you can place portals on, but I think portable land does sound better. Getting stranded out in the open with nowhere to portal is one of the worst situations to be in, as when you are close to walls and floors you can portal to, you can always pull a quick escape and combine triple portals and closing your portals to either get behind or away from enemies. It can be especially useful in a 1v2, as you are almost never going to win that gunfight head on unless you use portals, and if you are close to them, well, it makes it a hell of a lot easier. As a final or bonus tip, here are some really good yeet spots to go for some glory kills. Firstly, if you put a portal down on the bottom of Olympus and the side on the way out, you can fling yourself across the map and go for a sniper headshot. On high wind, you can put both portals down the bottom and jump from high up, giving yourself another clip opportunity. On Pantheon, you can yeet yourself over the middle, grab the railgun and delete someone whilst in midair. And lastly, you can do the same thing as high wind on Oasis and get some mega airtime and a clip opportunity. Anyway, that pretty much wraps things up guys. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new in the video. It took me a long time to put together, so a like, comment or sub, or all three would be greatly appreciated. I will still be making Rocket League videos. This is just a game I love and I really wanted to make a video on. And as always, thanks for sticking around and I'll catch you later. Cheers.